rep your third favourite trail and ultramarathon podcast while keeping cool and breezy in a DCR technical trucker hat, pleasing Woodland Vista, and one size fits most. Out now for $59.99 plus postage and packaging with a discount for DCR aid station paid subscribers. You'll find the code in the newsletter available from the Dirt Church Radio website, www.dirtchurchradio.com.
It actually looks pretty good.
Yeah, it does look pretty good. It looks very good, actually.
It does.
I'm stoked with it. And they're flying out the door, and lots and lots of people.
Limited supply.
Limited supply. And the people who've bought them love them, so get your mitts on one.
And they're off. Here we go.
Further Faster, the best independently owned outdoor store in the known universe. Whether you are heading out, climbing, paddling, tramping, running adventures, look no further than Further Faster for all your gear and expertise needs over the summer. Head to 57A Buchan Street, Sydenham, Ōtautahi, Christchurch, or hit them up at www.furtherfaster.co.nz.
We got something like Further Faster there in Christchurch. Rocky is hairy and so is Badger. Jules is nice and Jacob is delicious. Go to Further Faster now.
Oh, Further Faster there in Christchurch. Rocky is hairy and so is Badger. Jules is nice and Jacob is delicious.
Go to Further Faster now.
Dirt Church Radio.
Episode 299 of the Dirt Church Radio Trail and Ultramarathon podcast. I'm Matt Raymond.
And I am Eugene Bingham. Tēnā koutou katoa. No mai, hoki mai. We made it.
We freaking did, man.
You made it all the way back from Ōtautahi.
It has been a weekend of weekends, and we will get into that throughout the course of the podcast. But oh my gosh, Ōtautahi Christchurch turned it on weather-wise. Someone, I don't know, must have gone through and groomed the Port Hills because it was wild. But yeah, what a weekend. Haven't really stopped. But I understand too that's been your experience the last couple of days. How are you?
Oh yeah, busy old times. But I'm still fizzing about possibly the greatest weekend of sport in Aotearoa history. Huge.
So I have been living under a rock. Tell me.
Well, the backyard ultra world champs are on.
Yes.
Yeah. There you go. Everyone's just apparently fizzing about this amazing event. I didn't know, but there were some other things. There was the women winning the 2020 World Cup.
That's amazing.
Go them. That was incredible. Yeah. Oh, mate, Susie Bates. There was the oh gosh, here we go, putting the pressure on. Oh, well, the Black Caps won versus the men, beat India. Test match, first time in many years.
Ever?
Not ever, but
not
many,
ever,
many
but
years.
You know.
Yes, figuratively.
Yes, figuratively,
Yeah,
ever.
Yeah. What else was there? There was Liam Lawson did okay in the car racing. F1. Shout out to Kerry and Andrew on that one. He got amongst the points after finishing last on the grid. Man, I feel under pressure here because they're going to be testing me on this.
America's Cup.
Well, I was going to come to that one. There was some sailing race apparently. Yeah, Hamish Wild. Did he won a World Cup race triathlon? Yeah, and then the old America's Cup. Yeah,
Kiwis are on.
And backyard ultra world champs. So.
And a Dirt Church Radio alumni on the winning America's Cup boat.
Who?
One of the cyclors.
Who?
Can't remember his name because it's been such a long time that we've been doing this and my brain is rotted with travel and work and birthdays and everything. But
really?
Multisporter from Dunedin.
Was he on the boat?
Yes.
Dougal.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
I didn't know that he was on the actual boat. Dougal Allen. Really? Well, there you go. Oh, we'll claim that then, shall we?
We'll claim it.
Yeah.
Dougal Allen.
Fantastic.
Dirt Church Radio alumni.
Okay. All right. Yeah, no, there you go. That was the secret to success, clearly. Go us. Man, we're awesome.
This is really devolved. But anyway,
Yes.
look, I mean, something else that isn't devolving, it's evolving, is coming up. Why don't you tell us about that?
Yes, our live show, our 300th show, and our opportunity to catch up with our mate, Dr. Inia Raumati, who is 6 races deep into his attempt to run 8 self-supported multi-day races on 8 continents this year. Try and say that fast. He's also raising money for his awesome foundation, Kia Mau, Kia ora. Bunch of spot prizes. Fun chats.
What else?
Yeah, well, it's been my last ever Dirt Church Radio. So we're going to do that on Tuesday, next Tuesday, the 20th, or depending on when you listen to this. If you listen to this like in 6 years' time, don't turn up on Tuesday. 29th of October, well, you could do, but it'll just be a different show. For 29th of October, 7 p.m. at Small Gods Tap Room in Mount Eden, Auckland. It's where we had the Christmas show last year, wasn't it?
It was, yep.
There you go. If you came along there, come back. Look, to be honest, ticket sales have not been spectacular. So yeah, get yourself along. Check out. I mean, if you're planning on coming, maybe jump in and grab a ticket. All proceeds go to charity, just so that we know you're going to be there, so we can have enough cheers out. Basically, that'd be good. Do that. Details in the show notes and newsletter.
Like you said at the top, Backyard Ultra, it's the World Satellite Team Champs. 63 countries, each running their own 15-person competition in their own country, but against the other countries. It's like the world's weirdest Zoom call, all at the same time as everyone else is linked up. And as of recording, we're approaching, well, we're getting into it, aren't we? We're sort of 1 a.m. will be 48 hours. So it's 6 p.m. in the evening on Monday. And they lost Glenn Sutton on
Shannon Rhodes.
And Shannon Rhodes. Okay, so
Yes.
Glenn
So
Sutton.
13. Well, actually, there's one more still to come in on this hour. So, yeah, there's 12 have completed this lap. So, yeah. There you go. But we're still doing spectacularly well on the global
Absolutely.
stage as well. When I was looking at it earlier, it was, hang on, let me have a look. I'll get the update. Gosh, this is gripping. We're coming second internationally at this very moment. I mean, lots can change, but there's only one team still has their full complement of 15.
Belgium.
Yeah.
Running around a tennis court. Anyway.
No comment.
No comment.
Right. So, yeah. Maybe able to give you an update next week as well. Who knows?
That's right.
Who knows? Like, it'll still be going. Yeah. We hope so. That'd be amazing.
It would be pretty incredible. But look, what also was incredible is this week, Crater Rim. I got down to the Crater Rim to support Rebecca, my wife, to run the 53K, and it was amazing. I got to do heaps of crewing, and that was really fun. But
can you elaborate on the crewing?
On the crewing?
Yeah. How was the car?
So yeah, that was something that happened too. So our car broke, a friend's car. So when we came down to Skedaddle in April, Rebecca was in this friend's car with the friend, and they were driving up the Port Hills.
Was it the same car?
And it caught on fire because someone had left a mechanic had left an oily rag on the engine block, and said, "There you are, love, off you go." And
This car runs on the smell of an oily rag.
Yes, and it turns out if you try
behind.
to run a car on the smell of an oily rag, it'll burst into flames. And so that happened, and then we were driving up just
So this time, Crater Rim.
We're coming up
A
few months later, coming up the hill towards Sign of the Kiwi, and the coolant thing exploded. Engine temp went to red and lost all power. So then ended up trying to direct traffic and put cones out, and it was on a corner, and then Conrad, who's Katie Wright's partner, came up and gave me a high vis and brought a cone down because he's awesome, and I still got the high vis and I need to send it back to him, and did that. And then Amy and I were both panicking because Rebecca was going to come into Ohinitahi Bush aid station, which was 3.5k up the hill. So I took off up the hill with my backpack and the crew bag, wearing my brand new pair of very fetching camouflage Crocs, and marched up the hill in the heat and got there in time but felt very, very poorly by the time I got to the top of the hill. I was hiking it out there. It was really, it was kind of, it was one of those things that it was an adventure, but I was like, am I going to miss her, or am I going to do this or do that, do the other thing? So that was very eventful, and also then getting shade thrown at me by my teenage children with when I had the high vis on, because they were like, "I'll take the high vis off," and I was like, "I'm going to get run over because cars coming around the corner."
It's tight turns.
It was,
my goodness, eventful. But anyway, you did manage to shepherd Rebecca home.
Yes. Well, there was no shepherding. She smashed
crewed.
it. But yes, absolutely, crewed her home. As she said to you before coming on, it's not an area, so off camber technical rocky trails aren't an area of interest or expertise for her, and it was a good example of read the brochure before you sign up for the race. And she'd also, you'll hear, sprained her ankle quite badly 6 weeks before. So, but like you're going to hear me speaking to Rebecca about her attempt before she started, and then we'll pick it up at the finish with Vicky Havill, Dwight Grieve, and Emma Timmis moaning about how hard it was, and then we get peak Grant Guise and Rocky. Rocky was horrified that Grant had the temerity to do as well as he did in his chosen race. And finally, you'll hear my conversation with Christopher Pike, who's the Crater Rim RD. But look, we've got some results here, so why don't you take it away?
In the
53K
festival, 53K. It's got the 2,250 metre here. A bit of a short race.
It's the vertical gain.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay. All right. Katie Smith, 6:13 was the winner. Tight finish there. Rose Pearson, 6:15. And then Bridget Douglas, 6:24, not far behind.
In the men's podium, it was Tom Treaton in 4:59.40, so under the 5 hour mark for that course, which is frankly ridiculous. Aditya Kisakodi Watson in 5:07.04 and James Masson in 5:12.49. In
the 30K, one G Guise, is it Guise?
It is, yeah. Grant Guise, you might have...
Grant Guise, yeah, okay. Must be a newcomer. 2:49.48. Odie Rug, 2:57 flat. And Lee Grabarak, 2:57.30.
Yep, bringing it home in third place. And in the women's podium, this is just excuse us, listeners. So in the women's podium for the 30K, Nora O'Connor in 3:13.56, Charlotte Cahill in 3:21.05, and Isabel Clark in 3:26.44.
Would you be a black T-shirt or the blue T-shirt for Squad Run, Matt?
I think that you know that question before you've even asked it.
Black and blue. So those are our mates at Squad Run. They've been coming on the show since a long, long time ago. You hear them regularly giving some incredible advice. You can avail yourself of that advice yourself if you sign up as a member of Squad Run and get some coaching from them. You can actually get yourself a 4-week special trial at the moment. If you check out the link on our website, which is www.dirtchurchradio.com, you'll find a special link for a 4-week special deal that the good folks at Squad Run have put together. Kerry and Ellie, they're also sponsoring Greatest Run Ever. So thanks, Squad Run.
Thanks.
In the 12K Mountain Champs, Lisa Cross, the indomitable, isn't she? 55.10. Beth Garland, 58.39. And Andrea Peat, 1 hour, just about flat, 04 seconds.
And in the men's podium was Joseph Lynch in 48 minutes 40, Eric Speakman 49.26, and Michael Sutton 51.32. And that was the New Zealand mountain running champs, 12K. So
fantastic.
Amazing race. Really, really, it looked absolutely incredible. But surely to be a couple of people's probably this next thing that we're going to talk about.
Indeed. Greatest run ever.
Greatest Run Ever, brought to you by Squad Run. Give their 4-week special coaching trial a go. You can find the link on the website, which is www.dirtchurchradio.com. This is part of the show where we ask you to write into us and tell us your greatest run ever. It doesn't have to be a race or a Mount Summit. It might just be a run around the block or a walk uphill in Crocs, something that's sung to you for some reason. Send them in to us at dirtchurchradio@gmail.com. And this is from Jamie Calder. And this is Jamie. I have to shout out to Jamie. He's a lad. When I hurt myself at Wu2K, we ran together out of Makata Peak and Makata Car Park and up to Salvation, and he was very, very kind and made sure that I was doing okay. Greatest run ever for the Fat Wood Pigeon. I've been lucky enough to take part in some awesome trail events across New Zealand, including my first ultra, the OG Ring of Fire, a number of Wu and Y runs, and the TUM 102K, but TU Miler had eluded me. My first attempt at the Miler was in 2020, 9.5 weeks after a hernia op. So training was a bit suboptimal. My wife and coach Ray Broadman both asked if I was going to withdraw, which was a no. Maybe do the 50k? No. The 102 again? No. Coach Ray knows my mindset where I love the challenge, so did what he could to minimize the risk to body from the inevitable disaster, and my wife referred to me as a copulating person of low intelligence, or words to that effect. I pulled out at Te Toki. My legs and brain were doing their part. However, I had a couple of cup of soups that my body rejected violently 5 times, so I took the hint. My 2021 miler build-up and attempt wasn't much better, as I had some Achilles issues that stopped me running for 6 months, but I maintained fitness through swimming, weights and spin bike. My first proper run was a week before the event up that mighty hill known as Cannon's Point here in Upper Hutt. Elevation is not a lot and distance was about 6 kilometres. I made it one more aid station beyond 2020, getting to Outlet before the blisters on my soft feet retired me. 2022 didn't happen thanks to the global plague, so 2023 was going to be my third and final attempt. Call me Ahab, because this event was my great white whale. I came to this run feeling good. I had a plan to finish and not just to see how far I could go, as I still had the 2 previous events. My plan was simple, and I only had a few things to really think about, and I didn't fall asleep in the sun in the beer garden on Friday like 2021, so that was good for the body. The key things to plan were to use my poles earlier than I had in the past. Actually use them rather than just carry them, have average pace as the front screen showing on my watch, and only look at it after many hours or when I slowed right down. 5 to 10 minutes max at aid stations, other than the main one at the lakeside. All that should be happening at the majority of them was refilling the soft flasks with water, my little baggies of Tailwind, change shoes, socks, shorts, and t-shirt at 50k and 100k, as well as have a soft flask of Tailwind recovery and have fun. I lined up at the start with everyone else, bantering with some of my friends, Andy Lucas, the little blue penguin, Fabione Petroni, the Brazilian beefcake, and Charles Navarro, the Filipino flyer, and then we were off to do some loops. I found myself getting in a nice rhythm, and I stayed there for a while, and before I knew it, we were at the first aid station. In and out in under 5 minutes, smile on my face, and back into it. This became the pattern, and my mind was rigid on what it had to be done. This doesn't mean I didn't talk a power of shit with everyone I came into contact with, though, as I'm there to complete and not compete, so interacting with all the cool people there is a big part of my why. I did have a fall about 30k in. A rogue root didn't like the cut of my jib as I was going along at a good clip, resulting in a thud of the ground, which was enough to set off my incident alert on my watch. Oof. But after a quick check that I hadn't popped my shoulder out, and with a hearty, and it says Rigby, I was on the move again and out at 50k with no dramas. Majority of clothes change, all in under 15 minutes. That loop was okay. I slowed a bit due to some hot spots forming on my feet, but the worst was some chafing. Some is a bit of an undersell. I was a nappy rash hell. Turns out I'd been applying too much in my undies, which were the only item of clothing I didn't change, were just a soggy mess of disaster. That could be on a t-shirt, really. Soggy mess of disaster. It started to play on my mind a bit. I went into the med tent at 100 kilometres to see what could be done for the hot spots that turned out to be about 6 blisters per foot, and the team there patched me up nicely. Not much could be done for the nethers, though. As I waddled my way towards the aid station by Tapuia, I went into the dark space of my mind. Can I manage this with the chafing? This is bullshit. The chafing really hurts, dude. All those types of thoughts were flooding into my brain and bringing some heavy negativity to what had so far been a positive vibe. Thankfully, though, the resilient part of my brain took over, and I had an inner discussion that went along the lines of, there's 2 options. 1, pull the pin and the pain won't get worse. 2, get the rugby through it, accept it, and get moving with purpose again. The brain is an amazing thing, and with having the talk with myself, the pain from the chafing didn't bother me for the rest of the run. All was tracking well, but the blisters on my right foot were getting a bit lively again as I was heading into Blue Lake for the last time. I stopped at the med tent to see if they could help out, and they did their usual marvellous work, and as I was leaving, I looked at my watch and it hit me. Even at a slow walk, I would make the cut-off. I was going to do this. 20-something kilometres out from the finish line, I got hit by a wave of emotion as the realisation that this was going to happen registered. I then had visions of me being a blubbering mess crossing the finish line, but good old brain kicked in and reminded me that I still had to get there for that to happen. I was back in good spirits as I came into the Redwoods aid station, and just before leaving there, my mate Andy powered in. Time for a quick fist bump, a nod of acknowledgement of where and how far we'd come, and then I was gone. Text sent to some friends that I'd completed the 102 with a rough idea of when I'd get to the finish, and I started to dig in my poles a bit harder. Somewhere along here, my brain went into super self-motivator mode, and I started ramming my poles in the ground even harder, and my pace increased. I lost the plot for a while and started doing little sprints, grunting and growling as I moved. I could sense I had an intense gaze happening, so I put on my sunnies. And the good people out there supporting us didn't need to see that level of crazy. It was about 1 or 2k to go, and still doing little sprints. Well, I felt that there were sprints, and then I started chanting full send to the end, which I can only apologise to anyone that witnessed it. I ran past Tim Day with the chant going on, and he smiled and gave me the look that said he knew the place my brain was currently occupying. Before starting, I really wanted to record coming down the chute, crossing the finish line, but I was caught up in the chant, and the moment after 2 failed attempts and 29 hours and 38 minutes, I finally finished my first miler. I ended up not ugly crying like I thought I was going to, but I did get hugs from friends, a quick check-up from the team at the mid-tent, and then I had a beer while waiting to celebrate other people crossing the line. It wasn't just finishing that made this my greatest run, it was the whole experience. I technically ran it without a support crew, but every person in an aid station or giving encouragement to me from the street or wherever my support crew, and I thank them for it.
Wow. Rere te kiraru I te ngahere. The kiraru flies through the forest, says Jamie. And that is so true.
Have you met him?
Oh, what a magnificent kiraru.
He's a rather outgoing Scottish gentleman with a big beard. He's a quite imposing looking dude, like big beard covered in tats. I wish I could have done the Scottish accent for the whole thing, but he would have been quite the sight charging along with his poles. Yeah. Just people diving off the trail
to the end,
getting out of the way.
Yeah, getting out of the way. Just magnificent.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that should be compulsory reading for you the night before, Matt. Have a read of that one. Yeah, with all the, because it's not all about the glory. There was the disappointment of those 2 previous attempts as well for various reasons. Just a greatest run ever. Well done, Jamie. And as someone who edits in the Rigby's, I appreciate your work. Yeah.
Right.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you.
Where were
I don't have to sit there for hours going, hang on, where was it?
It's foreshadowing.
Brilliant. The rest of you, send them into us, dirtchurchradio@gmail.com, and you can have a read on the website too.
Crater Room Ultra. Okay, so who am I talking to?
Rebecca Short.
And why am I talking to you? What are you up to tomorrow?
I have entered the Crater Rim Ultra Marathon in Christchurch, New Zealand.
Why Crater Rim? What was your thinking around that?
Well, I think I learnt about it when we came for the live show at Further Faster earlier in the year. And we have these lovely friends that live in Christchurch. And so I thought it would be an opportunity to come to Christchurch and see them and do a run, and that it would fit into our kind of year of runs that we have.
How's the training build-up been? I mean, you were smashing it before, but you've had a little bit of a hiccup, eh?
Yeah, I felt like it was going really well. and we were running together on a Sunday really well, and having a great time, feeling like things were going to plan. And then we went to Australia and did the Further Stairs for, a lot, and that was going really well. And then my obsession with wombats came back to haunt me, because we went looking for wombats in the Megalodon Valley, I think it's called.
The Megalong Valley.
Megalong Valley. And it was, I just should have not, because I was very tired after the Further Stairs and sprained my ankle. So it came to a grinding halt at the end of August. So my lead up hasn't been as I intended. But I don't think they ever are they?
No, I don't think any build up to any races is ever perfect. But you're an and this is the thing. I'm not talking to you because we happen to be sharing a pool house. I'm talking to you because you're someone who's run a bunch of races. You're an experienced runner. I mean, what is it that you think that will get you through tomorrow?
I think you're right. I think it is. I mean, I'm not massively experienced, but I have enough experience to know that I can do it. So that's initially always, well, for me it was anyway, for a long time, was the worry that I wouldn't be able to do it, whereas now I know that I can. It's just the kind of state that I'll be in at the finish, or how long it'll take me to recover is the bit now, whereas now, I think it's the knowledge that I can do it is really helpful for me. And other things like knowing about nutrition and making sure that I eat enough and all of those things, that will help get me through as well. So, and knowing that the event is going to be amazing and I'm going to have a really great experience. I'm going to be somewhere that I've never seen before, that I've never been before. I'm going to see views that I've never seen before. All of that will help get me through.
I mean, you say you're not experienced. You've run more marathons than I have.
Yeah, but that's not, doesn't mean I'm experienced. I've done a few, but, not in the hills of Christchurch.
No, that's right. Do you think that you being on this episode of Dirt Church Radio will mean you'll finally listen to one?
No, I don't think so. No, probably not.
We'll leave it there.
Dirt Church Radio.
So we're well known at Dirt Church Radio as like Beta, Auckland, hiking, fleece, soy boys. And down here in the South Island where, the men are hard and the women are harder, I thought the Crater Rim would be seen as something, just a day out of the office. But who am I here with?
Emma Timmis.
Dwight Grieve.
Vicky Havill.
And they've been whinging. It's the only way to describe it. Tell us about the day. How hard was that run?
Oh, there's so many rocks everywhere. They put rocks everywhere on the trails here in Christchurch. It's so mean.
So you're from Fiordland. Dwight, are you going to lodge an official complaint?
Yeah, well, they seem to have stolen some of our hardness. They keep making the hills as big as our Fiordland ones. But I must say, to be fair, it's only just after the race. Everything's fresh. Give us another day and this will be just a gentle rise. And
It's so easy.
Yeah, they turned the heat up though, I must say. Definitely not the Fiordland heat, Fiordland temperatures here.
How was I saw you at the 20K. You were looking strong. How was your day?
It was really, really hard. I was still using poles on the road right at the end. It's bad when. So, can I swear?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck hills.
Yeah, we'll edit that out in post. But what made it? What was the thing that made it so hard? Was it the heat, the elevation?
Relentless. Everything just kept coming. You thought you'd got to the last hill and then there was another hill. Someone even said to me at an aid station, "Oh, that's it. You're at the top now. There's no more uphill." bullshit. Like, it continued to go uphill after that, and it was boiling hot. I feel like I drank about 10 litres of water on that run.
But you?
Yeah, so definitely that heat was a big factor today. It's also very open. You're pretty exposed, so the heat does really drag it out of you. Two, there's no flat bits. Everything in this course is that, like, you got big climbs, which is cool, but everything else is undulation and nasty little climbs and everything else. So even when you think you're going to get a nice flat piece, you don't. It just keeps coming, which is really cool. It does make this like one of the tougher ultra courses you're going to find in New Zealand, definitely.
Anything, I mean, how are you feeling sort of pain-wise, like one, like marshmallow, 10 falling down the stairs? Where are you at?
Probably about a 5. I'm actually not as bad as I thought I would be, but if you ask me again tomorrow morning, it might well be different. But yeah. What
about you, Dwight? Like one sort of Fjordland bed of moss, 10 falling down the side of the Irish Burn switchbacks?
Yeah. The problem is now that I'm 47, to keep up to what I'm doing, I kill myself on this course, so I'm definitely in some pretty bad pain right now. I've had 2 hours in bed, so this is getting right up there around, I'll call it an 8. I'm still going. I'm vertical still, so, but yeah, tomorrow morning's going to be an unhappy awakening.
Emma, what about you? 1 hour on the treadmill and 10 days on the treadmill. Where are you?
There was a moment where I was like, oh, give me 7 days on the treadmill again. And I haven't said that ever since. So, yeah, no. The hour after finishing, I was in a lot of pain. I even had a back spasm. Like, my back was spasming all over the place. And I think I've got a broken finger. So, but now I feel good. I've had a shower.
So there you go. You've heard it from 3 of the hardest people in the South Island. Crater Rim, don't come down. It's too hard.
Church Radio.
Straddle my bike while I give you a big man hug. Oh,
how long's it been since you came? So I'm here with failed ex-runner Grant Guise. How was your day?
It was very good, Matthew. Thank you for asking.
What happened?
Well, I partaked in the Crater Rim 30K.
And
survived it. Had a fun time.
Somehow he came back and won it.
Everyone loves a good comeback story, Matt.
Yeah, I mean, you've been out for quite some time with injury, and you've been riding your bikes a lot. What was it like strapping on the shoes again?
I live like a 1.5 K from here, and I jogged over this morning to catch the bus, and I was actually alarmed how nervous I was. It was quite funny. Like, it was cool. Like, I was like, this is good. I haven't been nervous in a while, which is kind of weird when you're just going to go run on some trails in your back door, but it was cool. Yeah.
Well, congratulations, and it's a lovely Idols t-shirt there. How the kids, Zach and Isabella, did it? How was that?
Zach and Isabella did the 6K. I think Zach beat his big sister and her mates, so he's stoked. He beat everyone that he wanted to, was what I was told. And yeah, Isabella had a good old time battling one of her mates. So yeah, it's been a good day, man. Yeah, good event, good day.
I apologise to Zach for not bringing him across the line, and we said, look, Isabella, it's a Guise, it runs in the family, and we forgot Zach.
That was you. As I was leaving, I was just told that when Isabella crossed the line, I was like, who was announcing at that point? Who did that? Was it Marty Lukes? Okay, Marty Lukes. Well, yeah, there's a blast from the past. The first time I ran the 30K at Crater Rim in 2010, I was second to Marty Lukes.
There we go.
Yeah.
He was very excited to get on the start sheet today.
Yeah. Oh, Marty?
Yeah. Because Grant's running, he went, Grant, guys. Oh, yeah, he started running again. And it happened.
No, that's not true. Bleep that out. That's not actually true.
So, Rocky, you're part of the organising committee. How's it been? You know, you're on the hind leg now. What's the process like putting on a race like Crater Rim?
Oh, to be honest, it's been a fairly easy process.
Matt, he's just the eye candy. He has no idea what actually is happening and what goes on to putting on a race. He's just here to look good.
We should thank all the sponsors that make it happen and all the volunteers, to be quite honest. It's been good this year getting a main sponsor on La Sportiva, for sure. They've signed on for 3 years, that really helps. Plus all we've got, Pure Nutrition, all the rest of the guys, ourselves for Faster, Lecky, Thermatech, and a whole host of volunteers and sponsors. But A new community as well. It's kind of like moving on from where it was. We've still got Port Hills behind us, but the new communities, I think, it's a bit of fresh blood coming in, a bit of new energy. Chris's race director's really got the bit between his teeth as well. But it's a great race. Obviously it's the biggest it's ever been. We have over 1,000 people running around today.
It's incredible for a grassroots event, and you're out there in the hills going like, this is. I just had Emily, and Dwight Grieve there just moaning. Like they were just whinging about how hard the 53k was, and it looked.
It's warmer than
Fiordland. Yeah, it's not ice.
That's because Dwight's soft. That's why he's moaning. He doesn't know what technical trails are.
Oh, I'm gonna have to. It's not a cop anymore, so you can't come. You can't like lights and sirens to your house and batten it down. No, but I mean, when does the day end for you?
When the last person comes across the line.
And what are you thinking?
I'm not sure, to be honest. Probably 6:30 maybe. We'll see.
Course closes at 6?
Well,
6:30.
Yeah,
I don't know.
6:30ish. Yeah, I can't remember actually. But there's still people out there, and everybody needs celebrated. I still see people finishing now. They've been out there all day, and let's face it, it's been hard yakka for them for sure. It's been a pretty warm day, to be fair.
Been a bullshit day to run. Like it has been really hot out there. Like it sucked, and it does it. I don't know if it does it every year. But it's kind of a terrible time of year to do a race because we're just coming out of winter, and more often than not, it's like this is where everyone's like the hottest day so far, of spring pops up on Crater Rim Day, and you get slammed.
Well, it's not rained, which is fantastic. We've had rainy Crater Rims, which have been a nightmare.
Yeah, I can imagine that sucking a lot harder,
especially coming off the back of Herbert.
Yeah. The trails, the Port Hill trails, are pretty nasty in the wet with the volcanic rock.
Rain.
And the horizontal rain doesn't help, and it's all like just polished because there's it's a trail network next to a city, so it has lots of people on it. You should go interview that guy, Scott Emmons. Go ask him if he's changed his nappies yet. He's walking around post 53k like he's pooped himself. It's an ultra walk thing, shuffle he's got going on.
The walk of a champion.
Yeah. The walk of a champion. Yeah, it is the walk of a champion. Here.
Well, look, I can't encourage people enough to get down here next year. I mean, from what I've seen on being out on the trails, they look incredible. The course is incredible. Rebecca has been out there. She'll be in any minute now. She's suffered.
Getting her money's worth.
Yeah, she's really getting her money's worth.
I reckon this would be a great course for you, actually.
Yeah,
you like to suffer.
I do. Yeah, and hit my head. So hopefully, I could get a really good, really polish off the old frontal lobe there. So
no, it's a sick course, and so many. Rocky touched on it, but I do have to say again, the marshals, the support volunteers on course is pretty epic. It's bloody impressive. Like good course. Marking and lots of support, loads and loads of support out on the trail.
And that's the thing, for as polished as this looks, and we've got all the flags, we've got La Sportiva and Further Faster and Team CP and all that sort of stuff pure. This is a community event. This is grassroots.
Dead Cal, 1 foot from the side of the trail. Doesn't get any more grassroots than that.
Rebecca said.
Yeah, it was very big, very bloated, and very smelly. But unique.
Our car broke down on the hill going up the side of the Kiwi, and so then I was in it broke down and steam was coming out of it, and there were cars trying to pass us on both sides, and then Katie Wright's partner was just up the road in his ute, and I was trying to direct traffic, and because I'm a male nurse, I was like, I don't know which way is the giveaway really. Does it uphill, downhill? And he put a high vis vest on me and got a road cone. And so I did that for a while.
Was this your hire car?
No, it was our friend's car. And the last time that we were in the car,
when there might be some sort of deposit you won't get back if it was a hire car.
Well, the last time that we were in said car, I was doing skedaddle, and it actually caught fire because the mechanic had left an oily rag in the engine, and they were going to the Port Hills, and the thing actually caught fire, like legit on fire. So all these things that you hear at the finish line of an ultramarathon, but I had to run up to Ohunitangi with all the kit for Rebecca in my.
Did you flip them over so they're in action?
No. Full cash. Full cash, mate. Full cash in the camo Crocs up the hill. Yep. Anyway, Crater Rim. Good times.
Do it.
You'll be able to watch me take Grant's prize back off him.
I heard my prize is a Coros Base 3. Yeah.
No, it's not. Don't even think that. Little rat bag.
Yeah, it is, because I just got one. I don't want to pay for it.
Church Radio. All right, state your name for the record.
Chris Pike.
And what's your role at Crater Room?
Currently race director. That's the title I've been given. I like chief organizer.
How's your day gone, man?
Yeah, it's been a busy day out there. We've been hit by the weather. The weather's been pretty awesome weather for spectators, but for the runners, it's been pretty hot and dry out there. So, yeah, we've had a few issues with liquids, but we've got through, and everyone seems to be having a good day now. They've got a bit more hydration down them.
I mean, huge undertaking. You've got Satan's Stairmaster in the Port Hills. Incredible event, grassroots, community-led. I mean, but with that mix of really high performance, how's it felt like taking the race over as first year as race organizer?
Yes, no, it's been great. So I've run this event in a couple of distances, so it holds a little spot in my heart. I started running at this event, and I've joined a massive community of runners here in Christchurch through it. When I was offered the chance to get involved in the organising of the event, I jumped at the chance, and ending up in the position I'm in now is an absolute privilege to actually be here and providing what someone provided for me back when I was a 10k runner. On my first 10k, is an absolute awesome experience to be involved in.
I think we're getting you got to go do the prize giving. No. You getting the nod?
No, I don't think we're getting the nod. You want to prove them? Take them.
So any major curveballs?
No, today the major curveball has just been the heat, really. I felt the heat, so I know the runners will have felt the heat out there, and maybe people underestimated how hot it'd be out there. People are loving the new course through the valley there, but it has been quite warm in that valley. So but as we know, the times are still quick out there, so the heat hasn't affected the times that much. Yeah, you're gonna cut this, aren't you?
No. I'm not going to cut this at all.
I'm losing my words.
No, and you know, this is the thing, isn't it? It's been a hot day. There's been a lot going on, and I must admit, it's not the most disciplined of citizen journalism, but I've got one eye on those rugby posts because my wife's coming through any time now. So,
awesome.
Yeah. So very, very. She did say a word in front of a group of Pack and Save children volunteers at the Rapaki aid station that you shouldn't say. But I was like, you can't say that in front of the kids. She's like, I can, watch me. When she found out she had to do the out and back.
So we're on for a therapy bill.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, there's going to be an oppressive language bill. But incredible what you've put on, and I'll let you get the prize giving. But
cheers, mate.
Well done.
Thank you very much for being involved, mate. And thanks to everyone that turned up. Cheers, guys. Right, Billy roll. Sorry, guys.
Do you know, I was actually really genuinely shocked with Vicky, Dwight, and Emma. I was standing there and I didn't have the recorder out because I was kind of rushing around and waiting for revs and stuff. And I was like, these guys are actually moaning. Like, they're moaning about it. And I sort of made them repeat the moan, but there was enough moaning to go around, you know. I was like, you guys are supposed to be hard outs. It's us who are supposed to be like, it's too hot or it's too exposed. But yeah, they were.
Wow.
It's a difficult.
Maybe once this gets out, Dwight won't be allowed back in Tiano.
Yeah.
Controversial.
Incredible. And, you know, as was mentioned in Jamie's greatest run ever, you know, thanks not only to everyone who completed, but every marshal out there that just looked they've just switched on. The aid stations were amazing. It was a top-notch community-led grassroots event. And fantastic.
And not a bad MC I saw.
Not a bad MC. Rocky at the end. That was pretty cool. So yeah. And this is the thing too. So keeping with the vibe of community, you know, they don't pack down the course until pretty much everyone's through, because as Rocky says, I know what it's like to come into a race and for the finish line to be packed up. So that's just
feeling like
yeah. Perfect.
Wonderful.
Put it on the calendar. Anyway, look, thank you very much for tuning in. We're on social media at Dirt Church Radio, and you can email us at dirtchurchradio.com. Now, don't forget to sign up to the 8 Station podcast and the newsletter, and come see us next week at the live show.
Live show, all the details there. And our 300th show. Don't forget to write in with your greatest run ever. Don't come up to us at the live show and say you've got a greatest run ever. We'd love to hear from you, but not at the live show. Right, send it in. And you can read them on the website too. Send them in to us, dirtchurchradio@gmail.com.
Thanks to our supporters for the Faster and Squadron and our Substack subscribers and the DCR 8 Station crew. Now stay tuned for our show in 2 weeks when we have another great guest lined up, and check out the DCR live show next week.
Hey whanāu, hey whanāu. Thanks, Rigby. If you want to get the DCR hit that you love ad-free and get it every single Wednesday, there's a way to do that. Sign up to become a member of the DCR Aid Station crew, $8 a month or $80 a year. Paid subscribers get full access to the newsletter featuring recommendations, reviews, and the special sauce. Special sauce is quite cool, isn't it, Matt?
Maybe I've been drinking from the special sauce bottle a bit much lately, but really enjoy putting together the content, really love bringing it out to the people, and the people really love it too. So yeah, get involved, support Dirt Church Radio. We've been cracking on for 6 years now, and we really love bringing this to you. So help us help you to help us help you, helping us.
You can find a link on the website, which is www.dirtchurchradio.com.